joined by the head coach, the Portland Trail Blazers, Terry Stotts, who did a phenomenal job with that team last year. Congratulations on what, from the outside, certainly seemed like an unlikely outcome for you guys, winning 44 games and a playoff series, given all the turnover last summer. As you look back, how many things went right for you?
You know, the biggest thing for us was that we got better throughout the year. We lost a lot of games early, close games, but you know, the whole goal last year was to get better throughout the year, have the players get better as a team, and that's what worked out for us.
Dragan Bender just hit his first pro bucket as we're talking it over with
Hold on. Summer
Terry
League counts
Stotts.
as a first pro bucket?
Pro bucket.
Okay, all right.
Not an NBA official bucket, but a pro bucket.
Hey, he was a pro in
Actually,
Maccabi, right?
You know, you're right. You're now being corrected by the head coach. You're absolutely right. First, I don't know what to say.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
First summer league bucket.
My fault.
Coach, looking at your team last year, it was just phenomenal the way they played, the chemistry. But I thought you guys, as a young group, got after it defensively. You have CJ and Dame who can flat out score the basketball, but that young group seemed like they balled in defensively, and they really got after it on that end.
Well, we really made steps the second half of the season. You know, the first half of the season, we were probably about 25th or 26th in defense, and the second half of the season, we were about 14th. So that's where, when we made our strides, I thought we were consistently a decent offensive team throughout the year, but the second half of the season, that's where we made a big improvement.
This is some of what we were talking about with the turnover. 4 of the 5 starters wound up in other places after last season. And you wind up coming back to win those 44 games. Damian Lillard talked about before last season trying to be a better finisher, trying to get better at getting to the free throw line as well. What do you think he's working on this summer? He's already pretty good, Coach.
Well, he is, and you know, he's second team All-NBA after not making the All-Star team. But you know, more than anything else, I think everybody knew going into the season that Damian would have good numbers. But I was more impressed with his leadership, his acceptance of his responsibility as being the best player on the team. Just the things that the responsibility that he had was much more. And I thought his attitude and his demeanor throughout the year, his competitive nature really rubbed off on our team.
I want to follow up on that because obviously Chris Bosh was the franchise player there for years. He leaves for San Antonio, and Damian Lillard is now clearly the face of the franchise. What is the responsibility that goes with that?
You're going to say it to me. Actually, it was LaMarcus Aldridge.
I'm sorry, what did I say? Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh is in Miami. But
you got me rattled now.
You got him all rattled, Coach.
No, LaMarcus, you know, LaMarcus chose to go to San Antonio, and, you know, we certainly knew that was a possibility. But it was going into last season, we knew it was going to be a challenge with a lot of the young guys. And, you know, the best part about it was everybody who came in, it was a new opportunity for them to expand their game a little bit, whether it's Al-Farouq Aminu or Mason Plumlee or Ed Davis or Mo Harkless, Alan Crabb. You go down the list, obviously C.J. McCollum. So there were a lot of young guys who took advantage of the opportunity that was there for them.
Coach, looking at Noah Vonleh in his 3rd year, what do you want to see from him in this summer league, and what's the next step for him? You know, big-time talent coming out of college. What do you want to see from him?
Well, you know, just continue improvement. He's a very skilled young big man. You know, he's only 20 years old, and he's as young or younger than many of the lottery picks this year. So he's very skilled, and at this stage, it's just improvement in all areas. You know, I don't think there's necessarily one thing. Be a better basketball player, pass, shoot, dribble, rebound, defend, all the things that he's going to be capable of doing later as his career progresses.
You guys picked up Evan Turner. How do you see him fitting in with this team? Another guy, the ball handler that can make plays, and do you see him maybe starting at the 3, or do you see him coming off the bench and helping you guys?
Well, he's going to be a big help because of his ball handling and his versatility. You know, Damian and CJ shouldered such a large playmaking load, not only scoring but creating shots for other people. Evan can play the 2, he can play the 3. We're going to play Al-Farouq Aminu is going to play a lot 4 this year, and so Evan's playmaking ability to be able to play 2 or 3, playing with Dame, playing with CJ, hopefully always having a couple playmakers on the court rather than just having Dame and CJ shoulder that burden.
You just signed Festus Ezeli this week as well. What are your expectations for him? He's got championship experience obviously coming in.
You know, he's where we need to get better was defensively. And, you know, as I mentioned, we were a good offensive team last year. Our defense was a little sporadic. So having a guy of his ability to defend the paint, to defend pick and rolls, to discourage shots in the paint, to rebound the ball. You know, he was probably rated out as one of their best defenders at Golden State, and they had an elite defense anyway. So he's really going to help us at that. And offensively, you know, he'll respect a lot. He'll command a lot of respect in the paint. You know, he finishes around the basket. He knows who he is offensively, and I think he'll fit in with our style of play.
Kevin Durant moves to Golden State, and I know as a coach you have to mostly concentrate on your guys and what you're trying to do, but especially as a team that just faced them in the postseason, how daunting does that appear now?
Well, they're going to be able to score even better. I mean, it's I think it'll take a little while for them to adjust. You know, just like you know, it didn't come for Miami when LeBron went to Miami. It didn't come quickly, but obviously they showed that they could do it, and I think Golden State will be very similar to that. They'll find their way, and certainly they'll put some interesting lineups out there. But it'll be different than last year. You know, they lost their 3 big guys, so they'll have to restructure their defense a little bit. But certainly when you add a player like Kevin Durant onto that team, it is a little daunting.
Coach, talk to me about Plumlee. I just love the way he played for you guys last year. He had to play a lot of minutes, meaningful minutes, but kind of a facilitator, being able to catch the basketball, pick and rolls. I thought he thrived in helping you guys get better and taking some of the pressure off that pick and roll with Dame and CJ.
You know, he really did. He was probably our 3rd best playmaker. I don't know where he stood with assists, but certainly when teams look to trap Damian or CJ in pick and roll, he became a facilitator. In the Clippers series, they really looked to trap a lot, and it allowed Mason to be that playmaker. And he's very athletic. He runs up and down, has a lot of energy, and certainly he had a career year. He started all 82 games for us and was instrumental, particularly at the offensive end.
Coach, you squeezing any fun in here?
I just got here today, so I'm having fun right now with you guys. This is my fun.
Would you like to correct anything else?
No. But I'm gonna record this. Yeah, I'll get back to you.
Terry Stotts with us here on NBA TV. Great to see you, Coach.
All right, my pleasure.
Congratulations on the season behind you, and good luck ahead.
All right, thanks a lot.